As I mentioned, today we are joined by Lem Garcia, personal injury attorney and founder of Lem Garcia Law, to discuss a rapidly growing national concern, the rise of AI-driven auto insurance claim systems that may undervalue now crash settlements and pressure victims into accepting unfair payouts. Lem, thank you for joining me today. I sure appreciate your time.
Hi, Jay. Thanks for having me.
You got it. So, Lem, what exactly are insurers using AI to do in an auto injury claim, and how widespread is this trend across the country?
Insurers are using AI to be very efficient and quick with their handling of claims. Ultimately, they're trying to save money, pay out claims quickly as possible, pay out the claimant for as little as possible so that they ultimately save money. It's very rampant. We're seeing a lot of clients get offers from the insurance company very quickly, while it's very efficient on one end where they just ask for documents to be uploaded. They can assess a claim quickly. On the other end of it, the claims are being evaluated too quickly, and perhaps clients are being pressured to take offers that are probably not the full value of their claim.
When did we first start noticing this, Lem?
I started noticing this within the past year. Clients would come in or call us over the phone and say they got an offer from the insurance carrier already, and it's maybe just been a couple days since their accident. And from what I've had discussions with other people, it looks like it's becoming more and more rampant that the offers are coming in quickly and that they're just being asked to upload documents like photos of the car, and then people aren't even like people are not coming out. They're not having investigators come out to assess the damage of the car. They're just having the photos evaluated by what turned out to be AI.
Do we know why the shift is happening now, and what are insurers gaining by automating this settlement decisions?
I think insurers are gaining a lot. They're evaluating claims much more quickly, saving time and money. The adjusters don't have to necessarily look at data as closely. They're having the computers, the AI, assess claims quickly and efficiently, and it's just saving them a lot of time.
Can you walk us through how these automated or app based settlement offers work from the moment someone reports a crash?
Well, I couldn't tell you for sure because I'm not on that end of it, but what from I'm seeing
Hmm.
on this end of it, clients are being asked to upload, medical records, police reports, photos of the damage to their vehicle, and then they're getting offers, relatively quickly compared to years past.
And you say people are being pushed to accept settlements before even seeing a doctor?
Yeah, a lot of time they're being offered money to settle their claims before they've maybe even seen a doctor, or maybe they've been to a doctor in urgent care one time, but definitely before they're done getting treatment, before the full extent of their injuries have been evaluated. A lot of times people are feeling pain still, they're not 100%, and they're being offered maybe 1,000 or a couple $1,000s to resolve their claim. And that's really premature to offer someone a settlement for their case when they're still hurt. You don't know how long they're going to be missing work for. You don't know how much treatment they need. You don't know how their injuries have impacted their life. It's really early to offer someone a settlement within days or even weeks after an accident. That's way too early.
And there's probably no recourse to go back after the settlement has been paid out if they take the money right away.
Right. If you sign the release, if you take the money right away, you say, great, a couple, 2,000, 3,000, $4,000, great. And you sign and you get the check and you cash it in. There's no recourse. The settlement is most likely permanent. You can no longer sue the party that's at fault for what happened. You can't go after the insurance company. You have to just live with that decision that you made.
In your experience, what kinds of damages, especially non economic damages, are routinely ignored or at least undervalued by some of these AI systems they're using?
I would say that they're not fully evaluating the pain and suffering and the mental anguish that clients or that claimants have after an accident, especially when the case settles early. Again, they don't find out how much of their life has been impacted from their injuries. What how it's impacted their daily life, what they like, what they
Hmm.
enjoy doing. Um, it's really early on to say, okay, we can settle it within 2 weeks when this injury may last for years or even longer, and how that has really taken away their joy out of life.
Sure. Do victims even know an algorithm, not a human, is controlling this payout?
I haven't seen any disclosures from the insurance carriers where they're saying that your claim has been evaluated by AI or a computer generated amount. So I don't think there's quite full disclosure on how the numbers are calculated. There is still human review of the amount that's provided, but we're not given the full transparency of how they came up with their numbers.
Yeah, that human oversight more than often is probably just a formality than a genuine safeguard, isn't it?
You know, I would hope that it's not just a mere formality. I would hope that the adjusters are taking their time and saying, okay, what AI is giving is just more of a suggestion rather than something that they have to abide by and they can override it.
Hmm.
But I think, just human nature. I think if you're given an answer and it won't take much time for you to just accept and you don't have to review it. You can just continue on to your next file because you have a lot of work. I think there might be a tendency to say, okay, yeah, I trust AI. I trust what's given to me. Let me just approve this and move on.
We've seen states regulate AI in health insurance. Why do you think auto insurance hasn't caught up yet?
Well, in health insurance claims, that's a first party claim. That's like your own health insurance company, and you pay them, premiums, dues, and they have a higher duty to you versus in a car accident claim, you're most likely making a third party claim, which is against the other party. And in California and most states, Missouri, the third party doesn't owe you a duty to evaluate your claim fairly and to give you an amount that's fair and reasonable. They can essentially offer you what they think is, maybe fair or maybe just an amount lower than that so that they can resolve your case for, as little as possible. So there still hasn't been the same duties owed to the third party.
How might this technology, Lim, affect more vulnerable groups like, let's say, non English speaking residents or even low income drivers more severely?
Well, low income drivers and people that are less sophisticated might fall prey to this because they're more pressured to accept an early settlement early on. They see, three, four, $5,000, and that might seem like a lot of money to them, like might be life changing to them, and they'll jump at the opportunity to take it. Versus someone who doesn't need to take the offer right away, they can pause and sit for a second and see, okay, is this good or not, Maybe that they're more well aware. They know lawyers they can speak to. They can give a lawyer a call that they feel comfortable with, and find out what the true value of their claim is.
Lim, if you could give us your personal opinion on this, if someone's in a crash tomorrow and gets a settlement offer from one of these AI generated apps, I guess, what's the first thing that they should do?
My advice to everyone after they're involved in an accident is to call a lawyer, call a personal injury lawyer, and make sure that your rights are being protected, that you're taking the right steps. The insurance companies, they know from the beginning what steps need to take, and you should know the right steps to take. And really, the only person that can tell you if you need a lawyer is a lawyer. So call a personal injury lawyer near you that you think you can trust, give them a call, and their consultations are probably free. And I think that would be the best first step.
And the biggest red flags that the claim being handled is not evaluated fairly, in your opinion.
I would say how quickly the settlement offer comes in to you. Some people say, "Oh, okay, the adjuster wasn't nice to me. That's a red flag." But I think whether the adjuster is being kind to you, whether being rude to you, it doesn't matter. I think a big red flag is how quickly the settlement offer comes in after the accident.
Lem, if you could leave every driver with one piece of advice about navigating an AI-controlled claim system, what's that single most important thing that you want them to remember?
I would say that if you get an offer, just pause, give it time. You know, remember that AI can process data really quickly, but it can't always understand how an injury affects your life.
Lem, AI's, about 4 or 5 years really old. That's been creeping into our everyday existence, and never thought it would get into this, but here we are. I mean, it's it's really creeping into our everyday lives, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. More than we can probably even imagine right now.
Yeah. Lem Garcia, personal injury attorney and founder of Lem Garcia Law. Thank you for the insight today, Lem. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. 10 now after the hour. We'll take a break. We're right back here with more news next on KFYR Plus.